The United States just revealed a drone so advanced it made China's defense minister walk out of an airshow. What happens when a $180 million unmanned aircraft can fly at 6 times the speed of sound while staying completely invisible to radar? And how did this single revelation force China to accelerate its entire military modernization program overnight? Join us as we break down the stealth drone that just changed the balance of power in the Pacific. Section 1. The legend it replaced. The story of America's newest drone begins with a legend from the Cold War. In the early 1960s, the CIA needed something impossible, a spy plane that could fly higher and faster than any missile trying to shoot it down. They turned to Lockheed Martin's secretive Skunk Works division, and what emerged was the SR-71 Blackbird, a reconnaissance aircraft so advanced it seemed like science fiction. The Blackbird wasn't just fast, it was untouchable. Flying at 85,000 feet, 3 times the speed of sound, the SR-71 could cross the entire United States in just over an hour. Enemy radar operators would detect it, launch missiles, and watch helplessly as the Blackbird simply accelerated away. The plane's defense strategy was brutally simple. If someone shoots at you, go faster. Built from 85% titanium to withstand the intense heat generated at Mach 3, the Blackbird's skin would glow cherry red during flight. Friction from air molecules heated the aircraft to nearly 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Engineers had to corrugate major sections of the airframe, making it look wrinkled so the metal could expand without cracking. Every conventional rule of aircraft design was thrown out. The plane was painted jet black for 2 reasons. First, it made visual detection nearly impossible, especially at night. Second, the black paint radiated heat more efficiently than bare metal, helping manage the extreme temperatures. The Blackbird cooled so quickly after flight that infrared sensors couldn't track it. It was a ghost in the sky. During the Vietnam War, China fired over 800 surface-to-air missiles at SR-71s flying reconnaissance missions over Hanoi. Not a single one connected. The Blackbird flew 3,551 missions during its service life. It was never shot down. 0 losses to enemy fire in 3 decades of operation. But here's the fascinating twist. The aircraft that America built to spy on the Soviet Union was partially made possible by Soviet titanium. The US didn't have enough domestic supply, so the CIA used shell companies to secretly purchase massive quantities from Russia. The Soviets unknowingly funded the spy plane that helped win the Cold War. The SR-71 retired in 1990, and for 35 years, nothing matched its capabilities. Until now. Section 2. The son of Blackbird emerges. On March 15, 2025, Lockheed Martin rolled out a black aircraft at the Edwards Air Force Base Air Show in California. The crowd went silent. Military analysts from around the world had their cameras ready. This was the moment everyone had been waiting for. The first public appearance of the SR-72, nicknamed Son of Blackbird. The drone looked alien. Its fuselage was longer and more angular than the original Blackbird, with sharp geometric edges designed to deflect radar in every direction. No cockpit, no pilot. Just pure reconnaissance machine. The aircraft measured 107 feet long with a 55-foot wingspan, slightly larger than its predecessor. What makes the SR-72 terrifying isn't just its stealth, it's the speed. While the original Blackbird flew at Mach 3, this unmanned beast is designed to reach Mach 6, 6 times the speed of sound. That's 4,600 miles per hour. At that velocity, the drone could fly from Los Angeles to Beijing in under 3 hours. The propulsion system uses a combined cycle engine, switching between a traditional turbine for takeoff and a scramjet for hypersonic flight. Scramjets work by compressing incoming air through the engine's geometry alone, no moving parts required. Fuel injected into this superheated compressed air ignites spontaneously, producing thrust. It's elegant and brutally efficient. The drone's skin uses advanced radar-absorbent materials that make it nearly invisible to detection systems. These materials aren't just coatings. They're woven into the composite structure itself, creating a continuous stealth profile. Even at hypersonic speeds, when most aircraft generate massive heat signatures, the SR-72's thermal management keeps it hidden from infrared sensors. Inside, the drone carries sensor packages more advanced than anything previously deployed. Synthetic aperture radar can image targets through clouds and darkness. Electro-optical cameras provide real-time video from 80,000 feet. Electronic warfare systems can intercept communications, jam enemy radar, and even spoof GPS signals across entire regions. But the most revolutionary feature is autonomy. The SR-72 doesn't need constant human control. Artificial intelligence handles flight operations, navigation, threat avoidance, and target recognition. Operators give it a mission profile, and the drone executes independently. If communication is jammed, it completes the mission anyway and returns to base. Section 3. China's panicked response. When images of the SR-72 appeared online within hours of the airshow, Chinese military forums exploded with activity. Defense analysts in Beijing recognized immediately what this aircraft represented: a surveillance platform they couldn't stop. China has spent 2 decades building the world's most extensive air defense network. S-400 missile systems purchased from Russia. Domestically produced HQ-9 interceptors. Thousands of radar installations covering every inch of airspace. The entire system was designed to deny access to American aircraft. The SR-72 makes it all obsolete. Here's why Beijing is genuinely worried. China's entire military strategy in the Pacific relies on area denial, preventing American forces from operating near Chinese territory. But you can't deny access to something you can't detect, track, or intercept. The SR-72 can penetrate Chinese airspace, photograph every military installation, intercept communications, and be gone before air defenses even activate. 3 days after the reveal, China's Ministry of National Defense held an emergency meeting. Reports suggest they discussed accelerating their own hypersonic drone program by at least 5 years. Section 4. The strategic implications. The SR-72 changes fundamental assumptions about military operations. For decades, nations invested heavily in air defense systems designed to create safe zones where aircraft couldn't operate. Those investments just lost much of their value. When one side can see everything while remaining invisible, the strategic calculus shifts dramatically. Consider the South China Sea, where China has built artificial islands with military installations. These bases were supposed to extend Chinese control over contested waters. Now, the SR-72 can photograph. That data feeds into planning systems that generate precise strike packages. If conflict occurs, American forces know exactly where to hit and how to avoid defenses. Section 5. The technology race intensifies. China isn't accepting American dominance without a fight. Intelligence reports suggest Beijing has redirected massive resources toward hypersonic technology. State-owned aerospace companies received orders to make breakthroughs regardless of cost. Universities with relevant research programs got emergency funding increases. Chinese engineers face enormous challenges. Scramjet propulsion requires materials that can withstand temperatures exceeding 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit. The engine must operate reliably while air is rushing through at hypersonic speeds. Fuel injection timing must be precise to microseconds. Section 6. The future of aerial dominance. The SR-72's unveiling marks a transition point in military technology. For the first time, unmanned aircraft match or exceed the capabilities of manned platforms in the most demanding missions. Pilots are no longer necessary for reconnaissance at the edge of what's technically possible. Artificial intelligence handles tasks that once required human judgment and skill. This shift has profound implications. training pilots costs millions and takes years. A drone can be produced faster and doesn't require decades of experience to operate effectively. If one is lost, no memorial service follows. The calculus of risk changes completely when humans aren't aboard. China recognizes this reality and is pushing hard into unmanned systems. Their philosophy differs slightly from the American approach. Chinese military doctrine emphasizes swarms of less capable drones, overwhelming defenses through numbers. The US focuses on fewer, more advanced platforms that dominate through technological superiority. Section 7. The Unstoppable Advantage. The SR-72 represents more than just advanced technology. It symbolizes American commitment to maintaining aerial superiority regardless of cost or complexity. While other nations develop incremental improvements, the United States makes generational leaps that reset the competition. For China, watching that black aircraft roll out at Edwards Air Force Base was a sobering moment. Despite massive investments in military modernization, despite successfully developing stealth fighters and aircraft carriers, they still trail in critical technologies. The gap in reconnaissance capabilities just widened dramatically. The strategic message is unmistakable. In any future conflict, American forces will see the battlefield clearly while adversaries operate with limited visibility. That information advantage translates directly into combat effectiveness. Missiles hit targets more accurately. Aircraft avoid defenses more successfully. Ground forces maneuver with better intelligence. China's response will shape Pacific security for decades. If Beijing accelerates its own programs and achieves comparable capabilities, the region remains balanced but expensive. If China falls further behind, American dominance becomes so clear that conflict becomes less likely. Paradoxically, overwhelming superiority can create stability by making challenges seem futile. The SR-72 also sends a message to allies. American security guarantees remain credible because American technology remains supreme. Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan can be confident that in a crisis, the United States possesses capabilities no adversary can match. That confidence strengthens alliances and deters aggression. But technology alone doesn't win wars. Strategy, logistics, training, and leadership matter enormously. The SR-72 is a tool, albeit an extraordinary one. How it's employed, what intelligence priorities guide its missions, and how that information integrates into broader operations will determine its actual impact. The United States just unveiled a drone that can fly at 6 times the speed of sound, stay invisible to radar, and operate completely autonomously deep in enemy territory. China responded by accelerating its entire military modernization timeline. The question is, does American technological superiority and reconnaissance guarantee dominance in future conflicts, or can China close the gap faster than anyone expects? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want more breakdowns of military technology that's reshaping global power, make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching.